Today we see how to integrate third-party libraries which are available in CocoaPods. Okay, third-party libraries can be adapted in 3 different ways. Let's see them. I don't want to use the core data. Third-party libraries are frameworks. Basically, some of the modules which are already available freely on public, so that you can integrate them, like a kind of Alamafire, Progress Hide. There are many libraries like table views, custom table views, custom table view cells. Okay, there are many libraries which can be directly drag and drop and use. Those are publicly available. You can use them directly by drag and dropping, or there are other ways as well. First approach is drag and drop. If you have some code which is available on the internet, if you want to use that code, someone developed some framework for some specific purpose. If you want to use that, you can simply drag and download that, drag and drop here, and use that. Second approach is CocoaPods. CocoaPods is the most popular one. In most of the applications, this is what is used. And SPM, Package Manager. Pathways. These are the 4 different approaches which you generally follow. Out of that, CocoaPods is the very, very popular and important. Everybody uses the CocoaPods. When do we use all these things? If you have any framework which is available on the internet, or someone developed some framework, if you want to use that framework here in your application, you can follow one of these approaches. Okay, where can you find CocoaPods? What is CocoaPod and where can you find that? CocoaPods.org is the website where you can find all the public libraries in your system. If you are using the CocoaPods at very first time, you need to run this command on terminal. This is the terminal or command prompt. Okay, here you need to run it. In my system, it is already running, so I don't need to execute this command. In your system, if you are running it for the first time, okay, you need to copy and paste this sudo gem install CocoaPods. If you want to learn more about CocoaPods, getting started, you can use. Here, see, these are the libraries. How to find this code? How to find these libraries? Okay, once you run this command, okay, what you need to do is terminal. This is our application, right? Change directory. CD means change directory. Drag and drop your project path and go in, be in the installation folder. Present working directory PWD. Okay, here inside integrations folder. Basically, you can drag and drop from here, show in finder. Okay, you can drag and drop this. Change directory, integrations. You can check it already in the integration folder. Now, what we need to do is a part init. Part init is the command which you need to run inside the integration folder. I ran it and see you got some additional file which is pod file. You got additional file which is pod file. Okay, you need to open this pod file. Here there is a target. See, uncomment the next line to define a global platform for your project. And target means integrations is our project. Comment to the next line if you want to, if you do not want to use dynamic frameworks, use frameworks and part frameworks installation parts. Here you need to write whatever frameworks you want to integrate. Okay, you need to mention them here. Okay, let's mention one project. Here go and search for Progress Hard, a lightweight and easy to use Progress Hard for iOS. Click on it. And how to install is this is how you need to install Pad and Progress Hard. You mention that here. If it is having couple of versions, you can also mention that 4.5, or if you want to refer the earlier version, you can refer it by 4.4 or 4.0. If you want to get the latest one, you use the Progress Hard. This is what is given here. You just use the same thing. And what we need to just close it and go to terminal, Pad install. You can see here there are only 3 files. There were only 2 folder files. Now when you ran Pad init, you got this file. You added your dependencies and save and closed. Now I want to install it. What happened? Couple of other files created. Integrations.exe workspace is one thing. Part folder is one thing. Padlock is another thing. Okay, other things are created. Now what we need to do is we need to close this project. Even if you run it, it will not run. It gives you some error. Okay, it is giving some error. Close this and open exe workspace now. Okay, what we have seen here, there is another target is created in under exe workspace, that is parts. Okay, here go here. Now I can use the progress. How to use the progress side? We don't know, right? Let's go and check here. Progress dot show some text. You can read all this documentation. Okay, let me refresh and show you these image codes. These images are not available. Yeah. Progress dot show is one thing. Progress dot show succeed, show failed, show progress 0.42. These are the various methods which it is having. And if you want to customize, these are the things you can customize. Let me display focus order. Focus order is basically whenever you are making some continuous work, like fetching the response from the API, fetching the JSON from the API, it takes some time. During that time, we can display the loading indicator, right? We have used UI activity indicator view for displaying the spinner. That is a very plain. If you want to make that rich, we can use something like this. Focus hard. First thing you have to do is you need to import that. Import focus hard. Focus hard is imported. Now what I do is one. So is a method. I'm just calling it here. In we will appear. I'm calling. Super. We will appear. Show. Here we have a method focus hard. What we have show. Show is a method. We can also show focus dot. So succeed. What I do is sleep for 2 seconds. Run it. Basically, I'm just maintaining some delay here to visible properly. It is displayed and gone. Let me rerun it. Okay, success. And show sleep for 5 seconds. Focus hard, dismiss. Show progress. Nothing to find out. Yeah. Spinner has been shown. Wherever you want, you can hide that by using dismiss method. You can also see what other options we have here. Show progress art with icon. Some icon is there. Let's copy this and see. Progress 420.42. You can increase this so that the 100% will be completed. If you are downloading any content or any file from the server, there you can get the percentage of download. Based on that, you can display this. Okay, you can play with all these things. Dismiss is to hide the progress hard. Okay, show failed. Show failed. If you want to customize this, you can also customize the name for success, image for success, image for error. Right now we are having check mark and cross mark guide. If you want to display something else, you can also display that. If you want to change the font size, you can change color, status, something kind of label it displays. Yeah, this is the one of the CocoaPod, and HTW web image is one of the popular framework to download image from the server. Yeah, image UA button, MK animation annotation view. For this, to download the images, we can use this framework. How to import this? Same thing. It has where is that? How to integrate? Okay, this pod HD web image. Yeah, you can use the HD, pod HD web image. So you can also create your own pods and publish them. If somebody wants that, they can use this. The pod can be private as well. In companies, what they do is they will have their own private frameworks. Let's say scenario is like this. Let's say in my company they are developing 4 or 5 applications. Okay, if anybody wants to log in into the application, they use the same credentials. If you see Facebook Messenger and Facebook, even on website also, you use the same credentials, right? Similarly, for YouTube, Google Drive, Google Calendar, all these are comes with the single credentials only. Once you log into the Gmail, Google account, you also log into the everything. Similarly, in a company, if they are having 4 or 5 applications, they create separate framework for login and sign up. They create separate framework and they publish it on their private network. They simply create one framework for sign up and login. They publish that on their private network, private server. In other applications, wherever they are developing applications, if it is having login or sign up functionality, they simply import the framework by using CocoaPods. The framework which they have created and privately published, those are known as private repositories. Private repositories. Okay. I'll show you something.